In approximately the year 604, a boy was born to King Athelfrith, king of united and rapidly expanding Northumbria, and his wife Acca. This boy, named Oswald, was not first in the line of succession, with that being his elder brother Eanfrith. Fate, however, would have it that this man would grow up to be a pivotal ruler of Northumbria, saving the kingdom from ruin. Given the lack of sources which go into depth on Oswald's upbringing, little can be said definitively. His upbringing within Northumbria was abruptly cut short, however, as his father was slain at the Battle of the River Idle in 616 by King Radwald of East Anglia. After this victory, King Radwald set up Eadwin, a rival claimant to the Northumbrian throne, as the new king, forcing the family of the late Aethelfrith to flee into exile in the Gaelic kingdom of Dalriada. Not much is known concretely about this time in exile, however we do know, thanks to Bede, that he and his family converted to Christianity during this time and were baptized into the church. A fact not mentioned by Bede is that Oswald potentially fought for Dalriada within Ireland, fighting in the north throughout the 620s as a member of the retinue fighting against rival Irish kings. The basis of these claims lies in a potential error in the Annals of Tigernach, which refers to a Saxon named Osric, supposedly son of an unknown Albrecht, actually referring to Oswald's cousin Osric, with it following that Oswald would also likely be there, serving alongside his cousin in the service of their benefactor. There is also the fact that an English leader named Oswald reportedly served in the retinue of the mythical King Conair of Tara, according to an old Irish king's tale. Whatever the case, events back in Northumbria would pull Oswald back. King Eadwin had made an enemy of the British King Cadwallon of Gwynedd, with this proving to be his ultimate undoing. Following an invasion into Northumbria, the two made battle at Heathfeld on October 12th of 633. Here, Eadwin was killed, and the union of the kingdoms of Bernician and Dara, which comprised Northumbria, was shattered. Oswald's brother Eanfrith was installed as king of Bernician, allowing the family to finally come back from their time in exile. Osric, a cousin of the slain king, was put on the throne of Dara. However, this arrangement proved to be short-lived, with both kings losing their lives to Cadwallon within a year of ascending their respective thrones. In the summer of 634, Osric decided to besiege Cadwallon in a strongly defended city according to Bede, from which Cadwallon was able to sally forth and surprise Osric with battle, in which he was slain. Evidently abandoning his plans to attempt to subjugate the Angles, Cadwallon had Eanfrith killed during a meeting between the two, and chose instead to simply savage the area. With the passing of his brother, the task of saving the kingdom fell upon Oswald. Raising a small force relative to the massive one wielded by Cadwallon, but filled with the strength of an army facing life or death, Oswald faced his foe at Dynasty. According to Bede, right before battle, Oswald set up a wooden cross and prayed to God for victory, standing in sharp contrast to his late brother Eanfrith, who had gone back to paganism during his rule in order to better fit in with his subjects. Oswald roused his force with a moving speech. "Let us all kneel together and ask the true and living God Almighty of His mercy to protect us from the arrogant savagery of our enemies, since He knows that we fight in a just cause to save our nation." While the historical authenticity of such a speech may be called into question, what cannot be is the victory won at Dynasty, with Cadwallon being killed and his army soundly defeated. The victory here would come to be known as the Battle of Heavenfield. With his rule secure, Oswald was able to reunite Bernician and Dara, reforming the Northumbrian Union. We are told by Bede of Oswald's virtuosity, remaining humble, kind, and generous to the poor. An anecdotal story is recounted in which Oswald, sat at an Easter feast, was informed that a large crowd of the downtrodden had gathered outside, begging the king for alms. Oswald ordered his own food to be given out amongst them, and his silver dish to be broken up and given out. During the turbulent times during the wars with Cadwallon, the former bishop of Northumbria had fled into exile, allowing Oswald to reform Christianity within the realm. During the reign of King Eadwin, the kingdom had embraced Christianity in the Roman style of Canterbury, with a large church within the urban centre of York. Oswald, having converted to the religion during his time in exile in the Gaelic kingdom of Dalriada, was thus more familiar with the Irish, island-centric style of monasticism. Therefore, he sent for a new church leader on the island of Iona, with a monk named Aidan being selected, becoming the new bishop of Northumbria. Unsurprisingly, Aidan looked for a location reminiscent of his old home to found his new monastery upon, settling on the tidal island of Lindisfarne in 634. Oswald proved also to be an expansive king, conquering many new lands for the kingdom. Irish annals state that he expanded all the way up to the Firth of Forth, taking the fortress at Edinburgh and subjugating the Celtic Godolphin people in the process. To the south, he also made war with and conquered the Anglo-Saxon kingdom of Lindsey, bringing it firmly under Northumbrian control. This aggressive expansion did not go unnoticed by his neighbors, however, which would prove to be his ultimate downfall. While we do not definitively know exactly why Oswald and King Penda of Mercia came to blows, it is not hard to understand the potential reasoning behind the eventual clash. Penda was a former ally of King Cadwallon and invaded and terrorized Northumbria alongside him. The fall of his ally, therefore, was a deep blow to the Mercian king, left with no choice but to watch as the resurgent Northumbria set about conquering its weaker neighbors. So it was that the two kings met at the Battle of Maserfeldt on the 5th of August, 642. The battle proved to be decisive in favor of the Mercians, with Oswald falling that day at the age of 38. Penda had the body of Oswald ritually dismembered, with his head and hands cut off and hung on stakes. While his reign did end in a tragic defeat after only 9 years as king, Oswald's impact on the realm was undeniable. Saving the kingdom from what could have been its total destruction at the hands of Cadwallon, his strong embracement of Christianity secured the dominance of the religion within Northumbria, with the power emanating from Lindisfarne Abbey only growing over the next 150 years. He was succeeded by his younger brother, King Oswiu, who would eventually get revenge for the defeat at Maserfeldt, slaying King Penda in a battle reminiscent of Oswald's earlier victory at Denisburn. Oswald's virtuous reputation soon also was recognized by the church, with miraculous healing properties being attributed to the ground at the spot where he was slain. His defense of Christianity against pagan conquerors would lead to his veneration as a saint within the church.